Okay, hey guys, we're going to talk about inequalities in this video, and that's going to correlate with 1.5 in your textbook. So we're on inequalities. So I'm going to start with just working one out. 2x minus 5x plus 7. We'll say greater than or equal to 2. Now, in the steps to working them, there is no difference. You're going to do the same steps that you did in solving the equations. The two things that are different is one, what the answer says, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And two, if you have to multiply or divide by, not into, but by a negative. So let's look at this. First thing we got to do is distribute, as always. Recognize that I've got a negative 1 there, and distribute that. So that gives me a 2x minus 5x minus 7 is greater than or equal to 2. All right, then I have 2x minus 5x, my like terms, so negative 3x minus 7 greater than or equal to 2. Same steps, haven't done anything different than if this had been an equal sign. I would still do the same exact steps, adding 7 to both sides, and I've got negative 3x is greater than or equal to a 9. All right, here's my first difference, okay? Because this is greater than, and I have to divide it by a negative, whenever I multiply or divide by a negative, I have to flip this sign. So I've got to divide both sides by that negative 3. And again, I'm saying by a negative, not into a negative, but just by a negative. So these negatives cancel, and I've got x, and I've got a negative 3. Before I divided, my left side was negative and my right side is positive. Now that's been flipped. My left side is positive, my right side is negative. So that's where you've got to flip that symbol over. Instead of being greater than, now you're at the less than, because it's pointing to the left. Okay? All right. So we have a new, it's not really new, but some of you it might be, maybe you didn't see it in high school. Instead of, remember when you did these, let's say you had x is greater than 5, and you did your number line, and you put your 0 and your 5 on there. And because you didn't have the or equal to, because it was just less than or greater than, you put that empty circle, right? Okay, well, that's gone. That's replaced with parentheses now. And if I had had x is greater than or equal to 5, where you would have had, or might be used to, putting a filled in circle, the filled in circle is gone. Now it is square brackets. So without the line underneath, without the or equal to, we're going to be using parentheses. With the or equal to, we're going to be using square brackets. And this is called interval notation. Okay. All right. So let's just look at a couple of situations. So let's say that I have x is greater than 5. If I'm going to write this in what they call set notation, which is what you're used to, you pretty much already have it. All you've got to do is add those braces on it, right? Done deal. All right, then it says x is greater than 5. So if I were to go to graph this, let me keep this in green. Here's my 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's my 5. Again, without the or equal to, instead of the open circle, I'm going to use parentheses. Now it's greater than, so I'm going to positive infinity, right? So I'm going to open my parentheses to the right. And put my arrow going to the right. All right, now how do I do that in set notation? It's almost done for me. Parentheses, 5, comma. Where is this going to? Infinity. Can I touch infinity? No. So I can't include infinity, so it's going to close with a brace. A parentheses. Okay? And if that had been less than, well, let's do one. Let's say I have x is less than 5. 5. Okay. Set notation. Add your braces in there. Okay. This time, because it's less than, my parentheses is going to open to the left. And my arrow is going to the left. So if my arrow is going to the left, that's going to negative infinity. So I'm going to start this with negative infinity, comma, 5, parentheses, because I do not have the square the or equal to in there. What would that look like? Let's say that I have x is less than or equal to 5. Okay? Again, there's 0. There's my 5. It is less than, so it's going to open to the left. There's going to be a square bracket because I do have the or equal to. So since I have the or equal to, we're going to do a square bracket. You can get my colors. And it's going to the left. Okay. Again, it's going to negative infinity. I cannot include negative infinity because it's not a point I can reach. So parentheses, negative infinity, comma, 5. But this time, because I am including that 5, I'm going to have that square bracket on there. Okay. And again, that is my set notation. And hopefully you can do much better braces than I can do. All right, what if, well, let's just finish this out. And we'll do the same. 0, 5. We are greater than or equal to set notation. Pretty much done for you in the answer. Now, it's greater than and it's or equal to. So I need a square bracket on my 5 and I need that open to the right because it's greater than. And my numbers get greater as I go to the right. Okay. All right. So this time, because it's greater than, I'm going to start with that square bracket. 5, comma, infinity. Again, can I touch infinity? No, I cannot include that point, so it is. Now, after we get done practicing a few problems on just regular inequalities, we're going to have some compound inequalities where I have a beginning and an end, where I have parameters on both sides. So what if I had the problem that x is greater than a negative 3, but less than a positive 3? Okay, so again, if I were to write this out in set notation, the set of x such that x lies between negative 3 and positive 3. If I were to put this on a number line, there's my negative 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, I have no or equal to's in here. So I'm going to make them both parentheses. And because it's less than positive 3, it's open to the left. Because it's greater than negative 3, it's open to the right. And my answer lies between negative 3 and 3, but it doesn't include. Okay. And let's say it did have one. Let's say negative 3 less than or equal to x and less than 3. Set of x such that x is, oops, we didn't finish this one out. Negative 3, comma 3. If you look at your graph, you really have your answer already. Okay. Negative 3, 2, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. I have the or equal to on the less than. So that's going to be a square bracket and a parentheses on, there it goes. Okay. X is greater than or equal to a negative 3. So we're on the right side of negative 3, but is less than 3, not to include that 3. So we're on the left side of that 3. Okay. And square bracket, negative 3, comma 3, parentheses. Okay. All right. I'm going to do a second video where we work a couple of problems of each of these and look at the answers, but I'm going to close this one down because that was just about how to write the answers in interval notation.